Aries, Dark Dove Tarot here. Hope you're doing fantastic. This is your July 2018 reading. As you know, if you see my channel, this is based on singles looking for love, anybody looking for love, and anybody looking to reconcile. I keep talking about getting couples videos out, but I'm telling you, it's not that I don't want to. I just have a ton going on, as I'm sure you do. So I appreciate you logging in here and watching. This is for, I'm going to go ahead and take that because that popped out right there. Showed itself right away. This is for July 2018. Again, it's for singles, anybody looking for love, and anybody looking to reconcile. Now, this is a general read, so check your sun, moon, and rising, as some months those may resonate with you more than others. I hope this resonates with everybody, but again, these are general reads. If you want a personal read, the information is in the description. There we go. Any likes, subscribes, comments, etc. are greatly appreciated. These months have been kind of crazy, I have to tell you. Or this month has been kind of crazy. I have had like freaking out of this world fantastic reads and then really kind of staunchy reads. So something's in the air for some signs, and then other signs are like kind of feeling the blessings all over the place. All right, so Aries, again, this is for your 2018. We'll get started. Just, woo! More cards, but they're flying out all over the place. So, all right, let's see what we have in store. I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot. Golly. I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot, which is what I've been using, but I wanted to use this 8-coin tattoo tarot, which is pretty freaking cool. But they're a little white, so they glare on my camera. So I don't know. I may just decide next month to use them anyways, but I am going to use them for the theme of the month and the clarifying. So, all right, one more card and then your theme of the month, and we'll get started. Let's see what's going on for you in love. Oh. Pull your theme of the month for Aries 2018. These tattoo tarot cards are really cool. But again, like I said, their border's just so white that if my light is even a little off or whatever, they glare. Quite a few fell out. We don't want quite a few. We just want one to give us the theme of the month. Ooh, now they're getting sticky. All right, there we got it. Theme of the month is the Ace of Pentacles. I love that theme because the Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings. This is, you know, opportunities, prosperity. So this is a really good money card as well. I generally will, you know, point that out, even though it doesn't pertain to love. But the Ace of Coins is a very good prosperity card for money. Now, if you're single, this is potential beginnings and new opportunities presenting themselves. So your theme for July is that some new opportunities will be presenting themselves. If you haven't been looking, if you just started looking, if you've been looking for a long time, a new opportunity, and maybe more than one, will be presenting itself to you. And this is a big time opportunities. This is, you know, if you're looking for something long term, or if you have a specific goal, whether it's to date exclusively or to meet the man or woman of your dreams and get married and have lots of babies, whatever your goal is, that person may be entering your life here because this is a big opportunity. If you're looking to reconcile, there's also an opportunity here. Now, this one for reconciliation always goes both ways, okay, to be quite frank, because it could be they're going to communicate with you, you're going to communicate with them, and there's an opportunity there. But because this is a new beginning card, it's a new beginning for the two of you as well. Some people take it as a new beginning with somebody else, but I'm going to be positive in reconciliation because I haven't had a ton of positive reconciliation this month. And let's see what the rest of the cards say, but I'm going to hope that this is a new beginning that can flourish between you guys. There is some sort of opportunity to get in contact with them, or they'll get in contact with you. The first card you have is your current position coming into the month of July, and you have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the Taurus card. So you may be dealing with an earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. The Hierophant is about leaving it up to a higher power. So if you believe in God, the universe, spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, the Hierophant is saying, look, you can push and try and control things as much as you want, but there's something bigger at play here for you this month. There's something that says, listen to what I'm trying to teach you. Listen to, you know, whatever it is. It can be about religion, so maybe some of you are religious and you know, that's where if you're single, you're looking for people in the church or looking for people in whatever spiritual group you're in, etc. But this is saying, go out and have fun. New opportunities are going to present themselves, but don't push it. Don't try and control the situation. Allow it to happen. So if you're dating, keep doing what you're doing. If you're happy with it, if you're not happy with it, change it up. This is saying that the universe will guide you in the direction you need to go when you're doing things that make you feel good, or when you're doing things that are positive or enlightening, or, you know, are good energy. You know, if you're going out and not saying that you are, but if you're going out and, you know, getting frisky with everybody you're meeting and then expecting them to call you to, like, you know, have a lifelong partnership, we all know that's not necessarily the opportunity. So this is saying control what you can, okay, but allow the universe or something, this higher power, to take you in the direction you need to go. Pay attention to signs. Pay attention to what feels good and feels right versus what doesn't. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is very similar, because this is also paying attention to signs. If you guys are meant to be in contact again, if you are meant to at least have communication, the opportunity will present itself if that's where the universe is taking you this month. If that's where, you know, God or whatever you believe in sees fit that this is now the time. I kind of feel like it might be, but we'll see what the rest of the cards say. The next card you have is anything internal, anything you're feeling. Coming into the month, and you have the Hangman. This is about self-sacrifice. So if you're single, this is saying, you know, I might have to sacrifice a little more of my time to get to know people, or I might need to sacrifice myself, a little more of myself to, you know, put a little more effort into dating. Because it feels like some of you, Aries, are going, well, where's this person? And it's like the universe is saying, hey, look, by the way, they're not going to fall into your lap. I can only do so much. You have to do the rest of the legwork. And the Hanged Man is saying, this is you gaining wisdom in that. It's very interesting. Both of these are wisdom cards. This is you, like, maybe learning from past mistakes in dating, learning that, you know, you have to be self-aware in your behaviors and your expectations and how you're presenting yourself. It's like I say, if you go out and say, I want a relationship, I want to meet somebody amazing to go out and have babies and get married to, but you're talking to people online that have no commitment, not interested in any commitment, then you're going in the wrong direction. You're barking up the wrong tree, so to speak. The Hanged Man, if you're looking to reconcile, is you understanding what part you played in your relationship. You understanding what responsibility you played in it. And if you were the person who, you know, was more on the wrongdoing end, you're understanding it more and more. If they were, you're understanding that you too played a role. There's always two sides in every relationship. And I know I'm going to get people emailing me who are cross-watching, telling me that it's Aries' fault, and Aries are going to email me and tell me it's their fault completely, and I get that. But there's always two sides to every story, and there's always people feeling a certain way, and you can't take away people's feelings. If somebody feels they've been wronged and you don't feel that way, well, let bygones be bygones and agree to disagree. But again, this is also sacrifice. So you may decide to reach out to them, or they may be deciding to reach out to you, and it feels like a sacrifice because you wanted to hold a grudge. The next card you have is your distant past, or the past 5-10 years. It could be throughout your childhood, and you have the Page of Cups, which is very interesting because the Page of Cups is a childlike, innocent card. The Page of Cups is like seeing things, you know, clearly for the first time. So I feel like this could be some of you maybe remembering your childhood, feeling very emotional this month. I always read this for both reconciliation and people looking for love together, because again, this is distant past. And it's always, if it's a fairly positive card, which not many of the cards are negative, but some do hold some harsh meanings. If it's a fairly positive card, these are things you want to remember and bring forth to the future and healthy relationships. And if it's something a little more negative, then it's you know, patterns you don't want to repeat anymore, things that you want to keep in the past and let them live there. The Page of Cups is telling me that a lot of you had an expectation. Maybe you saw grandparents or your parents, or there was some sort of okay, and this is going to sound really weird, but somebody's missing a parent or somebody right now. Somebody's wishing that they had a mom or a dad still present to have conversations with, because they miss them, because they've passed on, and you're missing them and wishing that, and it breaks my heart. It really is getting stuck in my throat for some reason. So somebody out there, could be one person, is really wishing this month that they could talk to somebody that has passed on and ask for their guidance, and ask for, you know, advice on what they're doing, because some of you just feel like maybe you're not you're not doing it, like you're feeling like you're not dating right, or you're not in relationships right. You kind of feel like you're missing something, like missing a piece to the puzzle. The Page of Cups is definitely saying that there's something you're reminiscing about, something that, you know, maybe you had a past relationship that was really positive and you're just kind of going, where did this go wrong? Hopefully I can, you know, have another relationship. But this is very emotional, Aries, very emotional. Whatever's going on with you that you're thinking about in the past has made you feel very emotional, has made you feel a longing to have those feelings again. Maybe it was with a past partner, maybe you had a partner or spouse or somebody who passed on, but there's some sort of energy here that is no longer in the actual physical world that you are thinking about or tying into this month. The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past few weeks, past month or two, and you have the Ace of Swords. So this is you being very understanding, you know, what you want and understanding what you don't want and what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate. If you're single, this definitely says, hey, if you've been dating, you've had no problem saying, you know what, screw off, you're not my type, because this is a clarity, this is a power, this is a logic. So this is definitely saying, look, you're understanding that you need to make some changes in how you're going about dating or meeting people, or how you're presenting yourself. A new opportunity is going to come in because you've made those changes. This is you saying, the past couple weeks, past a month or so, hey, I see now. What am I doing? Like, I'm expecting one thing from people when I'm putting out a different vibe. Or, you know, if you're like, well, I'm not understanding why, you know, people aren't feeling passionate towards me, and yet you're like ice cold and barely saying anything. I mean, you get the picture. It's kind of like you've been expecting people to react to you when you're putting out a different vibe than you think you are. And all of a sudden you've realized the past couple weeks, wait a minute, I'm not coming across the way I should be to put in the universe what I want to get out of it, if that makes sense. So you're realizing what role you play in it, and you're cutting out a lot of bullshit. There's some of you, if you're single, like you've dealt with a lot of BS and you're cutting it out. You're like, nope, you're not good for me. You're not healthy for me. I'm moving on. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is also, like I said, I think that you feel like a new beginning could come because you're understanding, what role did I play in it? I see now. I see, maybe, you know, I said I would get better at this, or maybe I promised I wouldn't say something about this, or whatever it is, and you're realizing, like, you had some things that you weren't necessarily perfect at either, Aries, but this also says you have the power. So this tells me that if you want to contact them or make this happen, you could. Some of you are going to say that's not possible, and I'm sure it's not, but I feel like the majority of the what ifs, or can we do this, or should we do this, is kind of in your hands right now. Like, maybe they wronged you pretty bad and they've been trying to get in touch with you and you haven't been able to decide what you want to do, and now you've been gaining some wisdom along the lines, and you have the power to reconnect if that's what you want. The next card you have is your distant future, so over the next month or two, and you have the Ten of Wands. So this is some sort of responsibility. It can be a burden, but not like a negative burden. It can be a burden that you're willing to bear for the right person. So if you're single, this definitely tells me that you have a lot on your plate. You have kids, you have family, you have a lot of things that you've been dealing with, like work, maybe you've had a project, etc. You know, maybe you're a single parent, even if it's, you know, single parent to a lot of lovely dogs and cats, or whatever it is for you. This is bearing some sort of responsibility, but completing it. So it makes me feel like you haven't dated for a long time, or if you have, you haven't put a lot of energy into it, and now you're coming in, putting a little more energy. Again, let the universe take control to a certain extent, but this is saying there's some sort of burden, and I almost feel like for some of you, this Hangman ties with this, saying that if you're single, you've been dating the wrong kind of people, and so right now you're talking to people that you know just aren't healthy for you. They're not what you're looking for. They're not going to give you what you want, and you understand that, and so you're going to lift this burden, because after this burden is completion. Now, the completion part of this could be the burdens weighing on you because you've been wanting to meet somebody for a long, long time. They come into your life, and now you're out of the dating world. But for a majority of you, and I hope that does happen for you, but for the majority of you, I feel like you're changing it up. You're realizing you're not going to meet people the way things have been going, and so you're lifting this burden for yourself in order to find what you want. If you're looking to reconcile, this is understanding that it takes work to make things happen, and you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to sacrifice, you're willing to gain the knowledge, you're willing to gain the wisdom, you're willing to see things clearly and to take that step and make a new beginning as long as it doesn't feel like a burden. If getting back together with this person feels like more of a burden, then you need to cut it out and you need to complete the cycle and you need to end things. But if you feel amazing and you're able to carry your other burdens and still have a new beginning with them, then I think there's a good chance here. I feel a little 50-50 on it, just because I feel like some of you do feel like almost like a sick to your stomach, like you care about them and you love them. You're just not sure how you're going to get rolling on that new beginning. We'll clarify that in a minute. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks throughout the month of July, you have the Four of Coins. All right, so what's going on here, Aries? Because if you're single, this is like a possessive, a frugal type card. If you're single, this definitely tells me that even though you know that you need to be a little more daring and energetic and passionate going forward, you're worried. Like, you're worried about giving your heart to somebody. You're like, I'm not going to just give my love to anybody, which is good, and I agree. But I feel like there's going to be this new beginning that's going to outshine that. And so you're just, throughout the month, you're going to have to be very careful about not being like, well, my time is my time. Or, you know, I have this schedule. You're going to have to kind of, I feel like a tightening, Aries. Like, you're going to have to, like, let go a little bit. And if you want to date this person or these few people you're meeting, you're going to need to, like, loosen that grip of, well, I have certain things in my life and I have these responsibilities and I have that. I get it. And everybody does. And people have their own things in life. But in order to get, you have to give. And this is saying you're holding back on something. You're holding back on giving your heart away. You're holding back on giving your emotion away. You're holding back on giving passion away. So just be careful. Like, again, control what you can and let the universe, you know, guide you. If you're looking to reconcile, there's going to be a point here where you're going to communicate and you're going to feel like, yes, I know what part I played, and you see things clearly, but you definitely do have the power here. I don't know what they did to you, but you're going to be like, give and pull, or give and take, because I think you're going to be taking a lot more. Like, your expectation is that they need to come in and be like, hey, you know, I'm sorry. And unless they give you the warm and fuzzies, you're holding on to your heart. You're holding on to, you're not giving it away. You're like, I'm not going to run right back into a relationship with you. I'm not going to get back together just because you communicated with me. It's almost like you need to see them come 50-50, which makes sense, and you should. But I feel like they're just not giving you the energy to make you feel free to release your heart again to them. The next card you have a lot of universe, like, cards here, a lot of self, like a lot of wisdom, spirituality going on here, because you have the next card is the High Priestess, which is, this is a tangible situation. So this is something that in the next, you know, few weeks you're gonna come across, and it's a situation that will present itself. It could be in the beginning, the middle, the end, last for an hour, 2 hours, etc. But this is spirituality, and this is holiness, and this is an unconscious, this is a dreaming type state. And that goes very well with the Hierophant. So at some point this month, you're going to have to let things go. If you're single, you're going to have to you're going to have to just let it ride. You're going to have to be like, okay, if you meet somebody and you think that they're pretty cool and you want to get to know them, the universe is going to give you some sort of sign that says, okay, move in the direction of, you know, building on it, starting a relationship. Again, maybe completing the cycle of being single, getting off the dating site and committing, even if it's just committing dating. But the universe will give you some sort of sign to release this hold. And that's exactly what I think. You're holding on so tight, Aries, because you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to give it away. You're like, oh, but the universe is going to come in and say, okay, there's going to be something, a situation that you're in where this person does something and you're going to be almost awestruck. Like, wow, you are genuinely a decent, organically nice person, or you're a good fit for me, or I'm not so scared anymore. And you'll slowly release this pull and this burden. All right, now if you're looking to reconcile, this is also a sign for you. I think it's almost identical, because it's going to be some sort of sign that says, yes, they're good for you, or no, they're not good for you. And you too will feel the power of releasing or continuing to hold on. The next card you have is how you're going to feel throughout the month. That makes sense. How you're going to feel throughout the month of July. Again, internally, and it could be the beginning, middle, last for an hour, etc., etc. And you have the Two of Swords. So, and you have 2 2s here. And so 2 may be a number for you, the second of the month in 2 days, 2 weeks, etc. But the Two of Swords is a decision that needs to be made, and it's a big one. So if you're single, I feel like you're meeting somebody. This opportunity comes in, and I feel like they may come in really fast. Like, they're very well aware that they like you and that they're attracted to you and that they could see something build with you, and you're like holding back. You're like, whoa, doggy, I don't know, you're making me nervous. And the Two of Swords is like, you're going to have to make a choice, because this is like a big time decision making. This is a duality. You're fighting with yourself. This is internal. You're going, well, they could be really good for me. Signs point to yes. Signs point to yes. And you're going, oh, but I don't know, I've been screwed over, and I don't know, and I wish I had somebody, you know, I wish somebody could help me get answers. I wish I could see things clearly, but I feel like the universe is telling you the direction to go. And if you're not feeling the warm and fuzzies with this person or the few people you've met, then cut it all off. Be this Ace of Swords, cut it all off and start over. But this is saying, look, you need to make a choice, because some of you may have already met this person and you've been talking to them for a long time, and they're kind of like, hey, you know, where are we going with this? Are we going to get out of the single dating life, or are we moving on from each other and meeting other people? If you're looking to reconcile, it feels like you need to make the decision. I feel like it, like I said with this Ace, the power is yours to make the decision. You're at a stalemate. Your pros and cons are like even. You can't decide. It's like the devil and the angel. You just can't decide which direction you want to go. But I feel like you know that you need to make the choice. Like, it can't pend any longer. The next card you have is any hopes and fears for the outcome of the month. And you have the 10 of Pentacles, or the 10 of Coins. Now, this is working together. This is kind of like a teamwork aspect. So, you know, your hopes, if you're single, are definitely, hey, this is somebody that will be patient with me. This is somebody who will work with me towards a future, because this is a legacy. This is a generosity and a wealth and an excess. So something going on with money for you this month. I don't know why, because you have that prosperity, and this is a wealth card. So just thought I'd bring that up there, Aries. But this is, you know, a legacy card too. This is like this opportunity, this prosperity, this person coming in could be somebody that you're going to build a legacy with. You just got to be able to let go. You've just got to be able to get out of your own head and let the universe guide. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is you feeling very generous. So I feel like you will give them another chance, or they will give you another chance, whichever the direction it is. But again, like I said 20 times, I think the power is in your hands, and I really feel like you'll give them another chance. But you have to be willing to let go of the past, or you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to end up in a stalemate if you can't get over the past. You got to agree to disagree. Golly, what is with this card? It's like haunting me. This card has been the outcome card for 3 signs, I think. Capricorn, man, was it Gemini? I don't know who else, but somebody else. I don't know. You guys need strength this month. Everybody needs strength this month, because this is Leo's card. This is Leo presenting itself, which is a fire sign like you guys. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are fire sign cards. Like I said, you could be dealing with earth energy because you have Taurus here, but now you have fire sign showing up. So this is strength. This is Leo's card, but this is strength. This is connection on a higher level. So if you're single, you need to have the strength to believe in somebody. You need to have your own self-belief, and you need to have patience. So if this situation is scaring you, if somebody's kind of like presented themselves and you're like, oh, I don't know, you know, they're making me nervous and I don't know how to let go, the strength is saying have self-confidence, believe in yourself that you can do this. Because some of the doubt may not even be on trusting them. It may be doubting on your abilities in a relationship, or you're not feeling confident that you know, that you're able to give yourself 100%. And so you're worried about not being, you know, a good partner, and that's just BS, because you guys are great partners. Leos are passionate and enthusiastic, and they bring out, you know, really good qualities in other people. So the strength card is saying if you're single, have the strength to, you know, commit to somebody. If that's what's presenting itself, have the strength to commit to somebody. Have the strength and self-belief that you're a good lover, that you're a good person to be with, and go for it. That's, I mean, the strength is telling me go for it, connect, but be patient. If you need time and you're still feeling like, you know, I'm worried, go slow, take it slow. If you're looking to reconcile, this is patience too. I think that you may be coming in, if you guys connect or do have, you know, some sort of communication, you're kind of hoping that they're going to be like, oh, I'm mad in love, you know, and I'm ready to do this, etc., etc. I'm, you know, like, let's move in together. Let's, you know, be in love again and all of this. But the strength is saying be patient. Be patient in it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be amazing immediately. You have to control what you can and let go of what you can't. Now, this is very interesting because I'm going to clarify that right now. You have the devil coming up as your outcome. The devil is about vices, jealousy. It's about, you know, addictions, etc. So this devil is staring at me saying, you guys need to be careful. Watch your back. If you're single, there could be somebody not presenting themselves to you in the best way. And not presenting themselves to you in the best way, but also it could be like you may be making a choice between two people. So that makes me think if you're single, a new opportunity presents itself and you need to decide between like two people, and one person is going to show themselves as, the universe is going to take care of it, because somehow you're going to find out they're lying or they're not, they have some sense of infidelity, etc. So if you're single, just watch out for who you're talking to. If you're looking to reconcile, there's something here that you may not be seeing. So I would definitely be patient. If you're not feeling like giving them your heart, you may want to hold off on that, because the devil's saying, look, there's something here that they're still not being 100% clear with you on. And then you have the Eight of Swords, and then the Seven of Swords here. So the Eight of Swords, clarifying that devil, doesn't necessarily make me feel 100% better, but the Eight of Swords is self-doubt. It's internal. It's imprisoning yourself, or trying to control a situation you can't. So if you're single, you need to pay attention, because there's something here that's saying, look, with this Eight of Swords, this is you doubting yourself. This is you like dating people or letting people walk all over you, or letting people tell you what they think that you want to hear so that they can continue to see you, but you know they're not healthy for you. And this new opportunity that's coming in is the one you should take. There is somebody who's single out there is like talking to somebody who's telling them, oh, you're wonderful, eventually we'll get together, eventually we won't be single anymore, but they're not being honest. So if you're single and you're dating a few people, gut the crap out, because you know it. Like somebody's texting you for booty calls, but they're telling you everything you want to hear. They're playing you. So this new opportunity coming in, don't pass that up, because I feel like this other person's kind of trying to string you along, or they're going to tell you wonderful things, flowers and roses, but they're not that person. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, you need to believe in your strength and yourself, that if this is a good opportunity for you, you can take it. And if it's not, then don't take it. I feel like some of you feel like you have to give this person another opportunity, and you don't. You could lift this burden and complete the cycle and be done and move on. And then you have the Seven of Swords here that's crowning your outcome for the distant future. And the Seven of Swords is solitude. It's about figuring out who's manipulating you and figuring out a strategy. So if you're single, you definitely need to stay in solitude. If people like this are coming your way, I would maybe, cut ties and then regroup and figure out who's manipulating you and who's not. Because there's somebody here, if you're single, there's somebody who's interested in you and they've told you they like you and whatever, but they are not giving you the clear picture. And they're like, I keep repeating, this is the shining star right here. Somebody coming in, and maybe this person's going to come in and kind of rescue you. And it's like, that you shouldn't be talking to this other person anyways, because they're all about one thing, or they're only about partying, or they're only about whatever. So this is you saying, I can handle my own here, thank you, and I'll be with whoever I want to be with. And I think that's something you might need to present, because this person kind of takes you for being weak, and Aries are not weak. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also you saying, look, I know when you're manipulating me. I know when you're being honest with me. So if you're playing games, I'm fine being on my own. So very interesting outcome here, because I feel like the basic message is, Aries, make sure you take care of you. Make sure you pay attention to the signs. That's literally what this is pay attention to the signs, because people will tell you exactly who they are, and the universe will help you out when it's necessary. So, all right, Aries, I know a little kind of all over the place. It is a little all over the place, but we'll see what happens next month. I'll talk to you soon.